I think we're ready to get started.
All right, Kathy, you tell me when we're ready and I can go ahead and start.
We're ready.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining our town hall. This is, I believe, the third year that we've done the town hall webinar in advance of our annual meeting. So, again, I'd like to thank all of the NASCSA executive officers, committee members, Alan McGill from PA, who is our chair, Sid Seal, who from Mississippi, who is our vice president. Unfortunately, Sid won't be able to join us. Melissa Danoon from South Dakota, our secretary treasurer, Jason Savlosky from Delaware, Rod Marriott, formerly of Connecticut, and Stella Bailey from North Carolina, and Haley Winez from Michigan. So I'd like to thank all of them for their efforts and all the time that they dedicated to NASCSA this year. So, in addition, I would also like to thank all of our sponsors who make it possible for NASCSA to have these types of events. Um, Kathy, can you move the slide there for me? There we go. From all of our sponsors, and as you can see, we have a great deal of sponsors, our platinum sponsors, our gold sponsors, and then our silver sponsors. So thank you to all of our sponsors for making all of this possible with NASCSA. So, and then we will get into our conference, or our agenda, just our general announcements, and really the majority of our announcements are going to be the conference details, our proposed bylaw changes, one bylaw change, and then our resolutions. So just as a reminder, at the annual conference, which is just over 30 days away, is going to be at the Renaissance Art Warehouse District in New Orleans. And again, our hotel block has been full, so please check the website for additional hotels or places to stay that is close by. Um, in addition, just as a reminder to that, we have a code of conduct for all of our members and conference attendees. So that is also on our website. So, and again, I will be doing the bylaw presentation on behalf of Sid Seal, who is our chairperson.
So,
So
Eric, can you stop the slideshow that you're doing? I think you're in, like, close down the PowerPoint.
I mine's closed now.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, because if I wasn't advancing anything, so I think you were
Oh,
advancing your slides. So that's why
oh,
I was confused. All right, now we're doing good. Okay.
all right. So, and again, thank you for all the committee members, but Kathy, you're there you go. You're going to have to move it up for me. So if you go to committee members,
Huh.
which is the next slide.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna do something different. This is just not cooperating. I apologize. We're gonna have to just do it this way. Where do you want me to go?
Well, I can't read how small that is.
So what slide are we on?
Committee members for bylaws and resolutions.
Okay.
There you go. So thank you to all the committee members and in general for the articles of a bylaw. So we have one bylaw presented to be changed. So please advance, Kathy. So the one proposed bylaw change and then 6 resolutions. Again, the bylaw change, proposed bylaw change and the resolutions can all be found on our website. So if we can go to the first article, Kathy, there you go. So again, for the bylaw proposal, it is establishing in number 5, the president shall appoint a controlled substance committee, uh, which will serve as a resource for the executive committee and the entire membership. The committee shall be responsible for providing both expertise and support in providing guidance and recommendations in the development of programmatic needs and the development of policy statements related to controlled substance. The president shall appoint a chair for this committee each year, the Controlled Substance Committee to represent the regular membership. Next page. We also have a deletion, a chair or co-chair. We took that out, and then obviously a number change, and then obviously number 8, only members in good standings may be standing and on ad hoc members for the committee. So that is the proposed resolution change. And excuse me, proposed bylaw change. So now we will move to resolutions. We have a total of 6 resolutions, and during the resolutions, I will just be reading the purpose statement. I will not be reading the entire resolution, just sort of or just the purpose statement. Again, the resolutions can be found on the NASCA website. So we'll move to the first resolution, which the first resolution 2501 is a resolution to support the support of prescription monitoring programs. The statement of purpose is the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration announced 3 new rules to make permanent and some temporary flexibilities established during COVID public health emergency, while also establishing new patient protections. On the 3 new rules, special registration for telemedicine and limited state telemedicine registration would require a national PDMP check by providers. As a result, NASCA's resolution of 2017-03 has been updated in further support of state PDMPs and opposition of an initiative that would duplicate or replace current state PDMP programs. So it's an updating of resolution 2017-3. So this would be resolution 1. And again, you can see it on the NASCA website, but I'm not going to read it out loud to everybody. Going to resolution 2, 2502, a resolution encouraging the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, to conduct an 8-factor analysis of kratom. The purpose statement says, while there have been efforts on state level to regulate kratom related substances, either by scheduling actions or regulations related to manufacture, possession, distribution, or sale of these products, these efforts have often met stiff opposition. Given concerns expressed by the states, NASCA is encouraging the Drug Enforcement Administration to conduct an 8-factor analysis under 21 USC 811C of kratom in mitochondrion and hydroxymitochondrion to ascertain whether the federal control is necessary, and if so, the appropriate schedule of the controlled substance. The entire resolution can be found on our website. Resolution 2503, a resolution in support of the adequate control of certain substances or misuse and abuse. Purpose statement. The resolution is being put forth in order for NASCA to formally endorse the passage of federal legislation entitled the Cooper Davis and Devin Norring Act of 2025. The legislation would require social media companies and other communication service providers to take a more active role in working with federal agencies to combat the illegal sale, and distribution of drugs on their platforms. This critical data will also empower states and local law enforcement to combat fentanyl laced pills and prosecute those preying on America's youth. NASCA would join a number of other associations in nationally supporting this information bill. And again, the resolution is on our website. Resolution 2504, a resolution recognizing Mark Keeley. The purpose statement is of this resolution put forth is to recognize Mark Keeley for his many contributions to the missions and success of NASCA in making him an honorary member of the association. Resolution 2505 also is a resolution recognizing Janet Hart. The resolution being put forth is to recognize Janet Hart for her many contributions to the mission and success of NASCA by making her an honorary member of the association. Resolution 2506 is a resolution for Mary Stuffin. The resolution being put forth recognizes Mary Stuffin for her many contributions to the mission and success of NASCA by making her an honorary member of the association. And these are all of our resolutions at this point in time. And again, they can all be found on the NASCA website. And we would encourage everyone to please review and comment on those before the meeting, if there is any, or comment at the meeting. We will now go to committee reports. Well, first, before committee reports, we'll have a quick report from our Director of Communication, Policy and Communication, Carrie Chenard Coenders. Carrie?
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Carrie Shannard Koonders, Policy and Communications Director for NASCA. I've been working on various things as well as keeping track of legislation that's happening at the national level, and most of it being PMP and controlled substance related, although there are other changes that I find that sometimes need to be communicated, but I have been working on a legislative contacts list for NASCA. Did work with, collaborated with NABP and Bamboo on some comments from CMS requesting information on mandatory PMP guidance within critical access hospitals, and then also now they asked a second time for guidance in an RFI on physician fee schedule. And while we don't have anything to do with that, we're obviously intimately familiar with PMPs. And so we felt there was a need for comments regarding different state laws that happen nationwide, as well as various mandatory use laws. So been able to make some comments on those things, and I think we have actually changed a few things. I helped coordinate the NARCS Care webinar with the Bamboo folks, and guess I've attended the NABP PMP Interconnect Steering Committee at NABP's request, and in late June, and so that's been good. HTI-4 final rule came out recently, and I discussed that at the PMP committee. Even though it doesn't have a whole lot to do with PMPs, it is really great information that we can work with closely with our providers on. And then I think that's about it. I just try to keep my ear to the ground. I helped Kathy with some contacts for the exhibit show and things at this point in time. But that's about all for me for now. Thanks.
Hey, thank you, Carrie. And now we'll go to committee reports. And our first committee report is Finance Committee update, and Melissa Danoon, our Secretary Treasurer.
Eric, I don't think Melissa's here.
Okay, we will skip Melissa's and go to the PMP, which would be Melissa and Haley. So Haley, if you don't mind taking over
Sure.
for a PMP update, that'd be great.
Yep. So my name's Haley Winans. I am the manager of Michigan's prescription monitoring program. I co-chair the committee with Melissa Danoon, the director of South Dakota's PMP. The PMP committee meets on a monthly basis, and this year we actually had an increase in our participants. We have nearly 30 participants. And just to highlight a few accomplishments of the committee and our 6 subcommittees' work this year, we had 3 territories and 31 state PMPs respond to DEA's annual request for aggregate PMP data to assist in determining quotas. Our IT and Services Subcommittee has been busy working with MD Scripps, who hosts our NASCSA website, on getting the PMP page and resources page of the website updated. Some of our PMP committee members worked with NABP on a work group in developing thorough comments to respond to DEA's telemedicine proposed rules earlier this year. And in 2023, the Data Integrity Subcommittee created a continuing education course for pharmacists and pharmacy technicians titled Data Quality in Prescription Monitoring Programs, which has been renewed again for another year. Our conference program, our conference planning program subcommittee, who plans and coordinates the PMP specific sessions and speakers for the annual conference, finalized our PMP topics for this year's conference just a few months ago. And we have a great slate of those scheduled for this year's conference here in about a month. And yeah, so all in all, we remain busy and we continue to stay busy, and we look forward to another productive year.
Great. Thanks, Haley.
Mhm.
We'll now move on to the membership committee. Jason Slawski.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jason Slavosky. I'm the Pharmacist Administrator of Delaware, and I'm the chair of the NASCSA Membership Committee. Our committee consisted of 7 active members who dedicated several hours each month in service of NASCSA. The membership committee is responsible for providing content for communications to the membership, reviewing and approving breaking news items in the newsletter prior to publication, implementing various mechanisms to increase and retain membership in the association and foster participation. Over the past year, we were very lucky through our hard work and Kathy's hard work. We attained many new members and sponsors, increasing participation and revenue. We increased our public presence through a new social media campaign with a social media manager. Really gotten NASCSA's name out there. So I hope everybody has joined, has friended us on Facebook, has followed us on Instagram, subscribed on YouTube, and followed us on X as well. The membership committee serves as an important function, is typically chaired by one of our members at large. With me being an outgoing member this year, I intend to remain on the committee, and I look forward to bringing on our new chair and bringing them up to speed upon their election. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Stella Bailey, chair of the Controlled Substances Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Hello, everyone. My name is Stella Bailey. I'm the Assistant Director for Controlled Substances for North Carolina's Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Use Services. And I am also the chair of the Controlled Substances Committee. This has been an ad hoc committee for a few years. And in that time, we have gone from strength to strength with really strong committee membership and attendance of both state and industry representatives. The change in the bylaw, making this a standing committee, is our biggest success of this year, really showing how this group is coming together and identifying those key topics that affect both of those sectors. We have also started our first subcommittee, which is the Controlled Substances Subcommittee, looking at really identifying those tangible outcomes and products that this committee can approve. And I will pass this on to the next piece. I look forward to chairing this for another year.
Thanks, Stella. Next would be Chelsea Townsend, who chairs the Education Committee.
Hey everyone, I'm Chelsea Townsend. I'm the director of the South Carolina Prescription Monitoring Program, and I currently chair the Education Committee for NASCSA. I'm sure you guys have all seen all of the webinars that we've been working on to get timely material on relevant topics to you all. We do have most of the upcoming webinars are slated up until March. We have a few more topics that we're working on getting those scheduled, but we meet every month. I encourage anybody who's interested in participating in the Education Committee to please reach out to me. We're always happy to have new faces and new ideas. And also, if you have any ideas about what you would like to see moving forward, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thanks, Chelsea. And now we will go on to our Information Technology Services Committee, is chaired by Rob Marriott. So Rob, if you don't mind taking it away.
Thanks, Eric. So I'm Rod Marriott. I'm the former director of the Department of Consumer Protection Drug Control Division in Connecticut, and have been the chair of the NASCSA Survey and Data Committee for the last couple of years. I first would like to say thank you for allowing me to do that and voting me into the role on NASCSA. And I really appreciate all the time I spent there, but I'm not going far. So I hope to see you and the person who takes this spot next and help them along with that. The committee's been hard working on a couple of different surveys for you and trying to solve more engagement challenges with our different surveys. We are coming up with a couple new ideas for this upcoming conference, where we were going to start to put QR codes out for people to scan and complete their surveys kind of on site during the conference. Please make sure you take time for these surveys. They are valuable in guiding our organization and helping our private-public partnership to give more information to our members. We've also worked on a DEA hot topic survey for the next conference, so that we can give that to the Drug Enforcement Administration before they come. And we've had other surveys with the PMP committee, a telehealth survey, and more. We also worked on the Basecamp solution and potentially looking at other ways to solve that, and look forward to rolling out Basecamp to other parts of the organization so we can maximize the value and increase communication in the association. So when you see those QR codes, we'll try to point them out to you during the conference. Please make sure you fill those out. And thank you again for allowing me to serve on this committee.
Thank you, Rod, for all the time you and Jason both have dedicated to the association. So I chair the nominations committee. Again, my name's Eric Griffin, president of NASCSA, and I'm also with the Ohio Board of Pharmacy. I'm the director of compliance and enforcement with the Board of Pharmacy. So for this year, we have 3 open officer positions with also 3 nominees. So myself, I will be running for president again. Sid Seal of Mississippi will be running for vice president again, and Secretary Treasurer Melissa Danoon from South Dakota will be running for Treasury or Secretary Treasurer again. Within the bylaws, as you had heard, Rod and Jason are rolling off as members at large to the EC, and so we have 2 new candidates that we've received nominations for: Alexandria Blasi from Kansas and Chelsea Townsend from South Carolina. So we are still accepting nominations up until the time of the meeting, but those are the nominations that we have thus far. So thank you all for joining us today, and we will open it up for any questions. If you want to put them into the chat, we'd be more than happy to try to answer any questions you may have.
So I will say that there's a few comments about the slideshow there. We ran into some technical difficulties, but I'll be emailing that out to everybody so you have it and you can see the full thing in a PDF file. So I'm not quite sure what happened, but all of the resolutions are on our website. We just ask that everybody review them in advance, so we're not, having a lengthy business meeting. But I don't see any other questions, but if there are, maybe we'll give it a second. I guess not. All right, I think we're ready to close.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining our webinar this afternoon, and hope to see everybody in New Orleans here within the next month. So thank you, everyone, for joining us.